Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back. We're live. It's Friday, 12 noon here at the Fryar Place. Come on in the room. I got a great guest for us today. Somebody I promised that I would try to get on the show this week, and I was able to track him down. I didn't have to run very hard, run very fast. He was very cooperative. But before we do that, as always, we're going to do our shout out. Shout out to Alicia Way for these dope overlays. Shout out to Lou Rogers, Vision Audio Visual, for our introduction. Again, our sponsor, one of our sponsors, is Wings and Things. You see that going across the screen right there, Wings and Things, MountHolly.com. Go to Wings and Things, MountHolly.com. Check out the menu. Yeah. And then call that number right there, 609-288-6477. Wings and Things, MountHolly.com. Check out the menu, 609-288-6477. And then one of our other sponsors, Relentless Strength and Conditioning. Listen, if you want to, let me give you the address first, then I'll show you me. Relentless Strength and Conditioning, 1703 Industrial Highway, Unit 6, Cinnaminson, New Jersey, 08077. Call Robert at 609-458-8584. Listen, if you want to keep your body tight, yeah, like that, then go to Relentless Strength and Conditioning. That's me. Keep it tight. Keep it right. Listen, I have a great guest. What's up, Hope? What's up, Krista? You're going to really enjoy our guest today. Good to see you both with us. We're waiting for the rest of the folk to come on in the room, but good to see you, Hope. Good to see you, Krista. Listen, I have a guest today. Remember last week I was talking so highly about Advantage Health Plus. Guess who I have? I have the man, Michael Kramer, who's running. It's his company, Advantage Health Plus. I told you about it last week. Everybody was asking me questions. I told you I would bring him on this week if I could. What's going on, Mama? Hey, Michael, my mama's watching. This is the man right here, y'all. Michael Kramer. What's up, my brother? How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
No, man. Thank you for responding. Listen, I brought a lot of guests on this show, and I'm not trying to bash them or anything like that, but man, you were really easy to communicate with and to get you to come on the show and call when you're supposed to call and respond when I text you. So, man, it was absolutely a pleasure. Thank you so much. What you do, you obviously are a sponsor with Green Legion. That's where I met you. And I was watching you that night when we were at the Super Bowl, the first round of the Super Bowl draft that night, Super Bowl draft night. I mean, not Super Bowl, NFL draft night. And I was watching you and I was listening to you and I'm like, this guy really cares. This is what I got from you, that you really care about people. And that's what attracted me to you. And what you have to offer now with your company, man, is just awesome. And some people, as I talked about it last week on the show, some people were thinking it was too good to be true. And it does sound too good to be true, but man, it's not too good to be true. It's good and it is true and it's real good Stu, what's going on? Vanetta, hey, how are you? Pay attention to what this man is going to say, all right? And please ask questions. You had questions for me last week. Those of you who are watching, you had questions last week. Please ask your questions because this is the man who can answer them. Why don't you give everybody a little bit of a background of yourself there, Michael, so they kind of can get a feel for who you are and what you do and what you've done and where you're going with yourself. And I'm going to give you the screen. All right. Don't get scared.
All right. I'll try not to.
Don't get scared. You got the whole screen. Go ahead.
There you go. All right, man. Listen, I really appreciate it. I think, I'll work in reverse because ad health is the most important thing to me. Just the cost of healthcare. We constantly hear this affordable healthcare nonsense.
Right.
It's not. I mean, we are not an insurance company. We're a health benefit company. We provide basic benefits that people need. And it just gets disgusting to me that doesn't matter demographic, skin color, politics, any of it. Like everybody should have some type of basic care that's available to them. And unfortunately, these big companies, they put it out, but they need to make a profit. And they turn around and say, well, we need to make more money. We need to make money. And they just continually jack the prices up. And I think for us, because of my company, Red Sand Financial, I have a commercial lending company and we're in the merchant processing world. And, we're doing a lot of stuff in that space. We were able to take this healthcare company and say, what can we do to get it by? Mm-hmm. Like, what can we do where it's not about nobody needs another car, nobody needs a house. What can we do to help people get this product out there and just get the masses? Of course, it's a business at the end of the day. But everybody's running the business always saying, hey, how do I run the business to buy another house or buy a jet? Or, these big corporations have all this overhead. We don't, because having the right technology, having the right people in place, right. Technology can do the lift. One of my favorite things with technology is everybody used Craigslist. Craigslist had 4 employees. But wow. Millions and millions of people.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. It had 4.
They only had 4 people working it.
Wow.
It's crazy. So it's like, the lift can be the technology. It doesn't have to be the people. So, that was just a big thing with ad health. Like, how do we put a product out there that helps everybody, mm-hmm. and then that we'll get into that where it was like, I got a little bit of pushback when I was like, hey, it's $9 a week. And then it's like, okay, so a family of 4. I said, no, it's $9 a week. Like, it's got to cover the household. Mm-hmm. I don't advocate smoking cigarettes at all, but a pack of cigarettes in Philadelphia probably costs as much as ad health does.
It's probably more. It's more. I think it's more.
If you can find the time to buy a pack of cigarettes or go to the corner store and get 2 beers, you can also then provide this benefit to your family.
Right.
And that was a big thing.
And if you do it monthly, it's like $750 a week, right?
It is. It comes down to $29.95.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. That's awesome. So before we get into the nuances of what you do, Gary Wright, good to see you, my brother. Y'all pay attention so you can ask these questions. I know my mama's going to ask you some questions. But answer mama. It's Mother's Day this weekend too.
Yes,
you were just telling me a story. You work with some musicians as well. You're very well-rounded. So you have a company that works with musicians, and now you're down in Florida, and one of your musicians, I think, broke his ankle.
Well, let's hope he didn't. But
no, hope he didn't. Actually, but tell us about the story. Yeah. What happened and how he was able to use your company, Advantage Health Plus, to his advantage.
So, last night he had probably 1 too many beers and stepped off the curb wrong, and I saw him limping this morning. I said,
so that's what happened.
Yeah, and he said, "Man, I think I broke my ankle." So I said, "All right, well, listen, let's get you signed up here for Advantage Health Plus." And literally just took him through the steps, walked him through it. And within 15 minutes, he had a prescription called in for pain pills after doing a telemed visit. Wow. Prescription cost him $1.74.
Wow.
He just texted me, just walked over to CVS and picked it up.
Wow.
So, I mean, they're like right there. It was just perfect for, a young up and coming artist who's traveling to be able to use this product.
Right. And the CVS was right where he was, not at his hometown.
No, yeah, we geolocate. So, when you're on the app, it's going to ask, can it use your location like every other app? Select that it can recognize a location.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave him 4 different pharmacies, and the closest one happened to be 2 blocks away.
That's crazy, man.
He told me he hobbled over. I said, "You get a ride?" He said, "No." He said, "I hobbled over."
Well, dang, it was close enough so he could hobble over. Yeah. Krista says, "That's awesome." She says, "That's awesome." Yeah, it is awesome, Krista. Yes, it is. So tell everybody about Advantage Health Plus. What benefits exactly it offers, and how much it costs, who it covers, and what your recommendation for this company is.
Sure. So I think the easiest way is I look at it probably like that 10 to 15 benefits. Telehealth is going to be the biggest. Because of COVID, we've really found out that we don't need to go to the doctor for 70 to 80% of our ailments. We could actually, people are smart enough not to self-diagnose, but enough to recognize what's going on and have that intelligent conversation with the doctor, just like we're having right here, having a televised podcast. You can do a telehealth visit this way that's secure.
Right.
So, you're looking at that 24/7 access, which is huge because I think of the single mom, the hardworking parent, the young up and coming artist today, not having the time to go to an urgent care, go to a doctor, take time out of their work. It's being able to use that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you've got the telehealth piece and then prescriptions. Prescriptions are just the biggest scam, in my opinion, out there. The fact that we're charging so much for medicines that are necessary for people to live is mind blowing to me. It's just absolutely mind blowing. So we work with about 60,000 retailers and we're typically saving, about 85% on cost. And I come out and say it, we're very comparable to GoodRx. Our prescription program's free. It doesn't cost you anything. I mean, like I said to you today, I'll mail you a couple thousand prescription cards, hand them out. They're free.
Wow. So people can get their prescriptions for free with that card.
Man, I've got one right here. Here's a card. This is
you're gonna have people chasing me.
Yeah,
they'll be chasing me down.
But the prescription card is free, and it was one of the things that I looked at that it just you've got to at some point put humanity in front of yourself, and I just thought, let's do it. And we're only talking like prescription and telehealth. I mean, vision, dental. I mean, people getting root canals at 50% off, people getting eye care, discounts on LASIK, medical equipment. I mean, we threw a bunch of things in there that we could.
Wow.
It really just made it work for people on the go. And, the low income, that couldn't afford it. And what's the other big thing we see? All these insurance companies drive on income. So it's like if you make $60,000 and you're providing for a family,
right.
Well, they just think, hey, you could afford $2,000, but
right.
They don't know what it costs to put the kids in this sports program and do this, and the cost of gas and electric. And so for us, it was just $9 a week, and I don't care what you make. Just throw the income base right out.
Wow. And then there was another clause you had in there, because there are some people who actually, in their real world, they can't afford $9 a week. So isn't there a program for them as well?
There is. It's something we're working on now with a nonprofit for the people that actually can't afford it I just want to give it to them.
Exactly.
We see so many organizations out there saying they're doing stuff. We're trying to work with a couple of those organizations to just say, hey, listen, let's fund a nonprofit for the people that can't, because again, I personally am not for free healthcare. Like a doctor, you go to work, you go to school, you had to do that.
Right.
You shouldn't give that service away for free.
Right.
But there are plenty of ways that we can work together where everybody's compensated and we can do the right thing as human beings.
Wow. Well, let me put the comments up, put us in the comments section, because Krista said, how am I able to get in touch and sign up? I'm very interested. Well, that's what we want, Krista, because I believe in this product. And I don't know if you were with us last week, but I was talking it up as much as I could based on the limited information and the limited time that I spent with Michael last week. But I think I got it out pretty good. I've been talking it over and over and over again this week, several times on my Facebook page and several times live through this platform right here. So how does she get in touch? I mean, I got you got your AdvantageHealthPlus.com right up underneath your name. Is that where she goes?
You can go to AdvantageHealthPlus.com. You can read about it there and sign up. I'll be sending you a QR code with some flyers for you that you can tag on here, and we'll work something out with the show, where people can, just sign up through the show.
Nice. Okay.
That's all. I mean, they're all just little phone calls away, and
we can you can be one of our sponsors. I'm getting ready to lose my other sponsors. Come on in and be one of my sponsors. Matter of fact, be my main sponsor.
Well, you might have to fight the Green Legion on that one, but yeah, I'm sure we can work.
Well, no, I don't cost what the Green Legion costs. Not even close. I wouldn't even try to.
Sure,
no, not even. No, we can work something out for a fraction of what you're doing for them.
No, but AdvantageHealthPlus.com is where you would go.
Okay,
you can go sign up there, and one of the big things I always want to say is, we get caught up in this, but we know it as Eagles fans, mental health.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the issue with Lane Johnson, a phenomenal player who came out, and had the balls, in my opinion, to say, hey, listen, like, I'm dealing with something. So we added that piece, and I think that's going to launch for us, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, the mental health piece. And that's going to be a piece right on the app where if you're in crisis, if you're dealing with something, there's a button that's like a 911 button that's going to connect you immediately with a licensed therapist to talk to.
That's awesome.
You can basically have that mental health visit, and we're covering the cost of that. So there's no increase in cost. We're going to throw that into the Advantage Health Plus. So everything that you get with Advantage Health Plus, you're going to get the crisis piece as well. And that's going to include, again, for the whole family.
Now there's one more piece that you haven't mentioned yet, which is a I'm not going to bark, I'm not going to meow, I'm not going to moo. But there's a piece that, people really love their pets. They have pets, animals, and even for myself, my dog, the last dog I had, she passed away. She passed away in my arms. And I really felt guilty about it because I was kind of trying to wait to see if she would recover from what she was dealing with before I took her to the vet, because I knew if I took her to the vet, it was going to cost me $1,000. Mm-hmm. And I just, I wasn't ready to do that. That's more than the dog cost. That's more than I paid for the dog. I wish I had taken her now. Maybe they could have saved her, but I didn't. But you have a benefit that covers some of the cost of the vet.
Absolutely. So I was just on it this morning, actually. Pardon me. Looking at one of the issues that we were working through with the telemed piece for the dog, which I believe we got fixed. But we have that the telemed piece where you can call in about your dog, which is important because at 1, 2 in the morning, we know what those emergency vet costs are. Mm-hmm. They're insane. So being able to see what's going on with your dog and then working with, vets all across the country to give discounted rates, offering a 24/7 loss protection, in there with it. So it's a really big thing. And then again, discounts for prescriptions for our dogs. Right. Unfortunately, we see dogs and cats taking more and more medicine. I went right to the team and said, listen, if we're offering discounts for me, we've got to offer it for my dog.
Man, some people like their animals, their pets, better than they like their family.
I think my future wife does. She got mad at me for saying that last time.
It's true. Some people would rather have a pet than have a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah. Unconditional love.
Yeah. So when you say, one of the questions that was asked to me last week was, is it free? Meaning, I get the benefit. I pay my $9 a month or a week, or my $7.50 a week if I get it paid for it monthly. Are some of these, whether it's doctor's appointments, whether it's prescriptions, whether it's visits to the vet, is some of that free because I have the benefit, or is it just discounted? Which is, and the discount, what are those discounts? What are the percentages?
I think it's a little bit of both. So
okay, good.
The telemed's free. So there's no additional cost for telemed, and that is unlimited visits. So I'm never telling you like, hey, you can only use telemed twice this month. You can use it every day.
Okay.
Those visits are free every time, telemed to talk with a doctor.
Okay, so you call the doctor every day for free.
Every day.
Well, it's not free. You're paying for it with your money. Yeah.
That's covering it. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then prescriptions are the lowest cost that we were able to work out. So obviously there's a cost for prescriptions. Like I said, $1.74 this morning for
right.
I think you got ibuprofens, but I was something cheap. And then you start seeing the massive discounts in the dental and vision.
Okay.
I wear a specific contact with astigmatism. I was able to save 60% off the cost of the contacts than what it was before. And then, people with frames saving money there. So yeah, it's like, if there is a cost, you damn sure better believe it's going to be discounted as much as we can discount it.
Okay. My eye doctor's calling me now because it's time for my yearly checkup. So I'm going to grab this before I go over there because I usually get a pair of glasses every year.
And the beauty is it's not that you're a salesman, but if you go in and your doctor says, hey, we're not using that, why don't you check it out? We've got more calls, believe it or not, from people's doctors calling saying, hey, my patient was taught, what is this?
Right.
Like,
right.
What do you have? Like, how do I become part of the network?
Nice.
And it's just because people don't know. I mean, we are conditioned to the Blue Cross Blue Shield of the world, the Aetnas, the 7-minute doctor visits, in and out. Here you go. Let's go.
Right. Right. And that's why I wanted to get you out there too, because people just don't know about it. I want to be one of the voices crying in the wilderness to let people know that there is a benefit that everyone can benefit from. It doesn't matter what class, what culture, what color, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you make, how much you don't make. You can benefit from this, and it covers an array of health benefits and psychological, mental, and your pets. You know, when you talk about your family, you're talking about your pets. So it's wonderful. It's wonderful what you're doing. Sally Davis, hey, Sister Sally, she says, what percentage of a prescription would I pay? Again, you go ahead and you can say it. You just said it, but go ahead.
So it would just depend on, what the prescription is. So you could actually go to, I have to look, just advantagehealthrx.com. You can put your prescription name in there and then locate, using your zip code, and it'll tell you what the cheapest is.
Okay.
So you can actually just go, yeah.
So you can find out before you go to the.
You can find out before you even go.
Right.
And see if you save on it. And, it's a real product in the sense of, I say 80% of the time we're beating our competitor, but there's times we're not, but that's okay because we'll still take the 80%. I think we offer a better product and, a better vision than what they have.
Right. Okay. Krista says, my dog has diabetes and I go to Walmart to get her insulin. It's about $20 every time I get a bottle. What would it cost under your plan? Same thing.
I wouldn't be able to tell you if it would be cheaper, but off the top of my head, I believe it is because I have a friend whose dog has insulin, and they said that they're only paying a few dollars now. So, but
you would find out the same way. Go to the RX.
I don't know if that would work for the pet side, but I'll get back to you on that one. I'll message somebody.
Okay.
But on that one, I will find out for sure. But like I had a very good friend whose dog was just diagnosed and had to take insulin. And same thing. I had to go I'm going to Walmart, and then he's using the plan, and now he said it's only a few dollars. So
wow,
obviously he's saving some money.
This is something new to me as far as dogs taking medicine and animals needing vets and stuff like that. When I grew up, our dog stayed outside in the doghouse. He was chained to a tree. He was out there all year long, all winter long, all summer long. I took him a pail of water every day, and whatever we had left over from what we ate, that's what the dog ate. And the dog was the healthiest dog in the neighborhood. Never had a problem. No worms.
Had a rabbit hole about that.
No worms, no nothing. But that's how all the dogs were. Now it's different for some reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Commercialized dog food.
Is it commercialized? Is that what it is?
I think so. I mean, if we look at obesity, if we look at so many problems we have now, look at the processed foods and the vegetable oils we're eating now.
Right.
I mean, you think about it, right? Not to point out your age, but you're a little bit older than I am.
I'm a lot older than you.
Just a little bit. But, when you had that dog, you weren't feeding your dog commercialized dog food. Your dog was out there eating dirt, worms, everything it could, and it was fine and healthy.
That's right. He was.
He didn't have any of the problems that we have now.
No, not at all. That dog never had a problem, ever. So not even a fever. So yeah, and that's the same thing, I guess, like you're saying, not just with dogs, but with us. We have all these issues with our health, but we're not eating healthy because the food is not that most healthiest for us. So definitely. Yeah. Kirsten said, my dogs are like my kids. She says my dogs are my kids. Yeah, some people, that's the way they are with their pets. Yeah. My mom, here's my mother. I'm not going to read this ahead of time. I'm going to read it when I put it up. So she says, I'm 80 years old. I have Medicare. If I called your program late at night, would they need my Medicare number?
Not at all. Your Medicare has nothing to do with using Advantage Health Plus. So Advantage Health Plus is not an insurance. It is a benefit program. So your age, your Medicare, your health status, if you have insurance or not, that's no effect to us. Right.
And let me ask you this, because what I'm going to do, I have insurance already, and I have good insurance, but I'm going to add this to my insurance. I'm going to use this in addition to my insurance. I'm not going to cancel my insurance, but I'm going to use this in addition because of a situation like you had with your musician. If I'm somewhere and something happens, or I'm not feeling well, and I'm not feeling well to the point where I feel I need to talk to my doctor, I can call and talk about it.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but I always tell people, it's a great story. One of my business partners, he's got 4 children. He's paying about $6,000 a month for insurance.
Whoa.
So he took this program and he decided that he was just going to go with a catastrophe plan. So he changed his insurance around, if anything, like a major medical
Catastrophic,
plan.
right.
And he was able to save thousands of dollars a month. Now, I'm not advocating or telling anybody that's what to do.
Right.
But, if you look at your day-to-day life, I'll say it, Blue Cross and Blue Shield in Florida, their plan for telemed visits not good.
Mm-hmm.
People are telling me, hey, I had to pay $100 on top of my insurance to have this visit.
Right.
Why did you pay $100?
Right.
Well, that's what I was billed. So it's crazy to me that that's occurring when you can get something like this. I mean, I'm here in Key West today. I mean, if I want to go have a fish taco and a beer, it's going to cost me $30. That's what this would cost me for the month.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
Right. Yeah. And we throw, whether we say we can afford it or not, listen, we throw $9 a week away on foolishness, more than $9 a week. And I'm not talking about just those who are wealthy. I'm talking about the average folk and the below average folk. We still throw $9 away a week on foolishness. Throw it away. So for something like this to cover, like you said, who does it cover? It covers everybody in the house up to a certain amount.
In the household. Up to 9 people.
Up to 9
have
people.
up to 9 people in the household.
And that's just absolutely crazy. To me, that's crazy good. You can't look this gift horse in the mouth, y'all. You got to investigate this. You've got to pursue this. This is something, yes, if you already have insurance like myself, it's still an asset and can be an asset and will be an asset for your life. I have a doctor. I go to call my doctor, go to make an appointment. I got to wait 3 weeks to see my doctor. I had an issue with my shoulder. I had to wait 3 weeks to go see him because he's booked up. I can call the doctor from this plan, Advantage Health Plus, and call him, tell him over the phone, because when I did go see my doctor, he didn't touch me, Michael. I just told him what was going on and kind of showed him a little bit. And he said, oh, this is what's wrong. Well, I could have got that over the phone and not I wouldn't have had to wait 3 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. And I could have got that done with Advantage Health Plus. I should have met you about 2-3 months ago. But no, this is a great, I just can't say enough about it. I can't rave enough about it. It's just so much needed. I was, our church feeds some seniors in Willingboro every now and then. And last month I took food over there. And prior to that, they had a meeting with the governor. The governor Murphy was there, and he was talking about health care. And some of the seniors stood up and they spoke about the fact how they're buying their medicine. Their medicine is so expensive that when they buy it, maybe they're supposed to take 5 liters of it, but they split it and take 2.5 liters when they're supposed to take their medicine because they have to ration it because they can't afford it. So your medicine is really not doing you any good if you're supposed to take 5 liters and you're only taking 2.5 when you take it. So it's not doing you any good. But they have to ration their medicine because the expense of their prescriptions is so high they can't afford it. And this is medicine they need to live on. If they don't take it, they're going to die.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the things that really prompted me to get involved in this was, in Florida, we have a grocery store called Publix. And I was in Publix and I saw a gentleman at the register and he had food. He was an older gentleman. And so he asked the lady, she rang up a bunch of frozen meals and everything. And he said, well, how much is that? And so she told him the price and he pulled out a piece of paper and he said, can you take 2 of those meals away?
Right.
And he took that away, but then he was like, well, I won't get the bread. And I thought to myself, I wonder what's going on here. And so she asked him, she said, what are you doing? He's like, I just need to make sure I have enough to buy my prescriptions. So you weren't buying food because you couldn't afford it.
And I know what you did. I know what you did.
I couldn't buy the food quick enough for him, right? But it was heartbreaking because that's one person.
Right.
That's happening to millions of people.
Yes.
Millions of people.
Every day.
That's happening to right now. And the rich are getting richer. These insurance companies are loving it and they don't care. Yeah. And it's got to stop.
Yeah. And that's sad that we live in a country that's supposed to be the best, the worst. I mean, not the worst, but the best country in the world. It's supposed to be the best living in the world. And yet we have these issues going on. Mm-hmm. So Sister Sally Davis is asking, how long has the company been in existence?
Well, I got involved probably about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
More so as a sales agent. I thought it was a great product. I thought there were some things that needed to be worked out that were a little bit different, and the
Uh-huh.
product really wasn't moving the way I thought it should. So I would say it's been in existence for a little over a year.
Okay.
We've really made a big push in the last 3 months. Probably about February, end of January, I was able to meet with the existing owners and partner with them and say, "Here's kind of my thought. This is what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go this route. You guys have had it for a little bit, and you've done it. And they come from the pharmacy world. They're very big into the pharmacy side. It is an insurance company. These
Mm-hmm.
guys started this product, and it's just gone like fire for us. And I almost believe, to be honest, that they just weren't putting the time and effort into it that it needed because they
Okay.
were so busy, which is a great thing. It was like, we should start this Advantage Health Plus because it's a great program that's needed. But all of a sudden, they went tenfold at their business,
Yeah.
and it was like they couldn't keep up with the new project. And as I was out there looking like, hey, how do we do things with it? I was finding all these errors or finding issues.
Uh-huh.
So it was then when we had a meeting, I was like, man, I'll tell you what, I think we could do the right thing. But we need to make some changes. And they're great partners of mine. And they said, Mike, let's go. Like everything we've done, we've been successful at. Let's go and do this.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And listen, anything that I can do to help or to push this thing. This is when I came home that night after I met you and we talked about it at the draft show. I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep much that night because I was so excited about getting up the next morning and saying something about this. I'm like, this is crazy how this is being offered to people and they don't know about it. And there's so many people who need this and just so few people even know about it. So whatever I can do to help spread the
Absolutely.
word, whatever I need to do to help spread the word, I told you this would be a great thing to get into churches because so many people need this benefit. Not because they have insurance, but there are a lot of people who don't have the ability to get medical
Correct.
assistance, whether it's prescriptions, whether it's doctor's visits to talk to a doctor, whether it's the mental health side. That's
That's a massive piece,
yeah.
because mental health we're seeing is a real issue, and not an issue, but it's a real problem. And it's almost that stigma. Like, I was talking to my fiance yesterday about what makes a man a man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm the most lovable guy there is when I'm around her. Like I just want to, snuggle and be that soft, nice guy. But people see me like I'm a monster when I'm outside.
You are, dude. You a big dude. I stood next to you. I'm like, whoa, because you were on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get a chance to get next to you. But then after the show, I stood next to you. I'm like, dang, he's like a lineman.
But it's just a fact that like this stigma out there of like, what we're supposed to do. And unfortunately, mental health has gotten like shoved in there. Like we're not supposed to talk about it. It's not real, man. It is real.
Oh.
Every one of us
Yep.
deal with issues. Me, myself, I get stressed out with things. My fiance, there's not a single person
Right.
that doesn't suffer at some point from
That's
something
right.
mentally. We don't know how to process it. And it can get really bad for people. So I think that was a really big piece. But funny story about that draft night. We just have not marketed the product yet because my biggest fear is if you mass market it, people say it's a scam.
Right.
It's my first thing, just like you said, like, man, this could be too, like, so my whole thing is like, I like the relationship we have. We're building that base, getting thousands of people that are using it, happy with it, and saying, hey, this isn't a scam. This is real. Start getting that buzz, that word of mouth.
Right.
Because if we just blew it out, everybody's going to say, hold on, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The night of that draft show, I came back and I stopped at a hotel and these guys were in there drinking and I was not. And I said, I'll take a soda water. So the guy's trying to give me a hard time about not drinking. And I told him while I was on his draft show, and this is what I did. Here's this guy on the construction company. I ended up signing up his construction company that night at 1:30 in the morning.
Wow.
850 employees. He's like, I can't offer him insurance.
Wow.
We're non-union. We have this.
Yeah.
And they signed up. They're loving it. So it was,
that's awesome, man.
It was just a word of mouth thing. It over there at the, I think I stayed at the Notary Hotel right there downtown.
Mm-hmm. And that's the best. And that's why I'm telling those who are watching and those who will be listening to this later on when this posts, listen, people, even if you don't feel you need it, everybody knows somebody who needs this benefit, who doesn't have access to doctors, who doesn't have insurance from their job. The job doesn't offer insurance. Now business owners, particularly bigger business owners, they don't necessarily allow their employees to work full time anymore. Now they have everybody on half shifts and whatnot, so they don't have to provide benefits for them. So there are people who actually have good jobs, but they don't have benefits. Here's a benefit that everybody and anybody can afford. And if they can't, for real, they're working on giving it to them for free.
We are. And it's, when we look at the businesses, one of the things like we're offering now is like, we just signed up a hotel chain because they had so many workers that were not being offered insurance. And I looked at it like a retention plan, to the hotel chain. Like if you can't offer them insurance,
yes,
is that employee not worth $1 a day to you?
Right.
Can you not spend $1 on that employee a day? And the owner said, absolutely, I could, because $1 a day is cheaper than what I'd have to pay for insurance.
That's right.
So he's now offering Advantage Health Plus to all of his staff through a payroll deduction. So they're actually getting that there, because, a lot of the staff can't. And let's get there. Some of the staff may not have a social security number. They may be illegal. I don't care about that. Like, I'm not here to fight that fight right now.
Right.
I'm here for the fight to say, every single person should have access to some type of medical care. I'm not the judge and jury. If you're not here legally, that's not my fight right now.
Right. My mom says if I needed a certain medication, would I be able to call and get it without having to find my doctor to verify? Sometimes I have to wait to catch up with my doctor, and then days go by to get the answer. That's what she's saying.
Oh,
so she needed a certain medication. Would she be able to call the doctor on call, call the number and have her doctor fill that prescription or provide that medication?
I believe if she was calling, the doctor that was in her file, that yes, she would. Like, and I mean, I'll use myself. I was able to call and say, hey, I hurt my shoulder. You create a profile in the app. So, the doctor's looking at you, are talking with the doctor. I had my allergies, what medicine I was taking. And I was honest. I said, my doctor had provided this for me, but I'm traveling all the time and I must have misplaced a bottle.
Right.
And they said, not a problem. They said, give us a couple seconds. And I mean, literally within 5 minutes, they had called in another prescription for me. Now, I believe, the company is reputable that we partnered with the 3.5 million doctors on call. I mean, they have a database. So that's always my thing. Like, are people going to abuse this? Are people going to hey, that's not happening.
Right.
Like, you're not going to call in every day and get pain pills. Like, no.
Right. No.
There are systems, checks and balances.
Yes.
But yes, I believe that, your mother would be able to call in and if this was a medication that she was taking that, even if it wasn't, like, one big thing we see is sometimes these doctors aren't prescribing the full 30 days. If you're like, hey, listen, I'm out of town or I can't get into my doctor for a week. Hey, we'll provide you that medicine for a week.
Right.
My first question is, what happens in a week if I can't get there? Well, give us a call back. Now it's documented. So now you're calling like, hey, I couldn't get into my doctor. So, it's working.
And if it's a telecall, like you're saying, and you're seeing the doctor and the doctor's seeing you, I'm just saying hypothetically, if you have the prescription and you're out and for whatever reason you can't reach your doctor, you can actually show it to the doctor.
Oh, listen, inside the app, you can
take the picture.
Pictures.
Yes.
So there's a part where you're chatting in the beginning, and it's technology. So it's a chat bot, that's
right.
Hey, Michael, how are you? Great. I'd like to talk to a live person. Boom. Now I'm talking with a live agent. How can I help you today, Mr. Kramer? Going through it, sending pictures. Hey, I hurt my arm. Look at this mark. They're looking at that. They're taking all that, giving it to the doctor.
Nice.
Connect with the doctor.
Nice.
Yeah. So absolutely.
That's what they call it, telehealth. There's this thing right here is awesome. This phone can provide a whole lot of information that wasn't at our fingertips some years ago. Why not use it? Everybody takes their phone with them everywhere. You can use your phone to help you get the medical help that you need and attention that you need. So, man, listen, thank you. I appreciate you, bro. And before we let Michael go, you guys better ask some questions. If you have any questions, this is the time to ask them. We don't want to bother him or hold him because I know he's busy. He got to go take care of his musicians. The one that broke his ankle, thinks he broke his ankle. And he's down in Florida. He don't want to spend time with us up in here. You got to get outside. You play golf, man? Do you play golf?
I always tell people I'm not rich enough to play golf.
Oh, Lord. So if you start playing golf, I know that you're rich enough to play golf.
I picked up a golf club once, and it was like a Happy Gilmore moment. The ball went so far.
Well, you're a big guy, too.
But they had they called it a slice. That thing went this way. And, I'm just so damn strong. I can't power it the right way. And, and it's crazy. Like, we had a house on a golf course, and I used to love to sit out there and watch people play golf.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't do it. My son loves to golf.
Yeah.
I like to miniature golf with my nieces, man.
You can golf. You just don't take the time to do it. That's all. I'm sure you can go. I'm sure you can go. My mom said, "Thank you, Michael." She said, "Thank you, Michael."
Right. Thank you for having us.
So listen, man, go enjoy the rest of your day. I appreciate you really coming. I do. Taking the time to come out to be with us today, to answer the questions that people have. This is going to post. I'm going to, when I sign off, I'm going to text you my address so you can send me the information that you said you'll send me and whatever we need to do to keep this going here at the Fryar place. But I really
definitely,
do.
I want to get you that info. And listen, I'm always great to go to a good church service. So, it will be a long way to travel from Florida to Philadelphia, but man, if you'll go to church, I'll go with you. We'll have a good time, and we can talk with, whoever at the churches to talk about what we need to do for the congregation. And that's one of the unique things I'll talk about here. Like, so on this card here, it's just the Advantage. The camera is different.
Towards your head. There you go.
Yeah. It's just the Advantage Health Plus,
right.
Thing. We do it in English and Spanish on the back.
Okay.
But we can actually white label this for the church. And that was my big thing. So with the congregation, if they want to give out a prescription card, we'll put their name on it.
Nice.
And it's something that obviously we can work with the churches and stuff, and we can work with you on that. So,
well, I am an overseer, which is just under a bishop, for a covenant of churches, which is about 21, 25 churches. I'll bring them all together rather than you having to go to each one of those churches, bring them all together, and you can speak to them all at one time.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That would be great. As long as they don't want me to be like the minister for a little bit. I mean,
no.
Real good verses, but
we might baptize you while you're there, but
hey, listen. I mean, I was saved when I went to school in Tennessee and baptized in college, and it was a great experience for me. But I'm never opposed to getting dipped in the water again. That's for sure.
Look, some of us, some of us need to be dipped again.
I probably do, man. There's not a day that goes by that I said, man, by his salvation, because God knows I need it.
We all need it because none of us are perfect. All of us come short. He is the measuring line. Not you, not me. He is. And when we measure ourselves to him, we all come short. That's why we need him, so we can measure up.
It's so funny. Today we're down here in the Florida Keys, and somebody was having a bad day, and I just said, hey, the favorite thing that I remember as a kid was when it's above, when I'm in the water over my head, it's still under his feet. Don't worry.
Woo!
So you can call me crazy all day long.
You preaching, man. You preaching. Right? I'm going to give you the screen. I'm going to give you the screen.
They call me a conspiracy theorist all the time. I said, you know what? You're right, because I believe a man walked on water, so you might as well just call me crazy.
Ooh.
But I'm good with it.
All right. Look, you just want all my audience. They got look, Stuart said, can you add my church to that, Pastor? Stuart Winrow said, can you add my church to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Stuart will add your church.
We would love to come up there, and one of the things we talked about the dog, but let's be honest, one of the things that hurts us in today's society is church isn't first anymore.
No.
Right? It's just not. We've got every reason, every excuse why we don't need church. And man, we know what that is. That's just the devil at work. But man, we'll come to every church we can and push it out there.
Man, I thought as a pastor, I was like, as pastors, we see that and declare that and make note of that in this day and time. But it's good to hear somebody else say what we obviously know. And that is, yes, when I was growing up, everybody went to church on Sunday. There was no questions about it. There was nothing, no hesitation. That was a part of your week. Everybody was expected. You were getting up Sunday morning, putting your Sunday clothes on and going to church. No, and nothing was wrong with it. That's the way it was supposed to be. Now it's always a second thought. Something else comes before it. Got to take the kids here. Got to go there. Got to go to the football game.
church is even trying to bend. Well, we'll have service on this day, and we'll do this
Yep,
here. And
we have.
and it's just gotten like we've gotten away from it.
Yep.
Too much.
Yep. We tried to bend for the masses and try to compromise what we do to fit the shoe that the people put their feet in, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It's not supposed to be comfortable, man.
No,
you gotta remember that.
It's not supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to be a sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's supposed to be a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Well, that's
uncomfortable every time.
Yeah, I'm glad, man. Boy, I'm glad we ended this conversation like that. But listen, I will be in touch with you later on today. All right. I appreciate you, Mike. Thank you so much. This is great, and I'm with you. And just whatever you need me to do, bro, just call me. You got my number.
Yeah,
I'm going to make myself available.
I'll be around later today. Let's follow up after everything. And
okay,
like I said, get me the address. We'll get some stuff. We can talk on the sponsor. We can make it happen.
All right, brother. All right? Thank you very much.
Right. Thank
Appreciate
you so much for having me.
God bless you, bro. All right. Talk to you later. Wow. Stu, Krista, Sally, Mom, Jay Staff. Yes, they do have dental. There are dentists. You're asking. I'm sorry, I didn't ask this question while I had Michael on, but are there dentists and eye doctors on board with this plan? Yes, all over the country. And it's growing daily. So yes, you have dentists, there's dental care, your dental care, and your percentage in terms of what you pay. You get a lower cost with your dental care, and also with your prescriptions, your eyes, you get a deduction. Not a deduction, but your costs are a fraction of what they would normally be. Anywhere from, he's talked about 50, 60, 70, 80% less than what your costs would normally be without this benefit. And I'm not sure, I maybe should ask him. I'm going to ask my eye doctor when I go, because I have insurance that I use with my eye doctor. I'm going to try to use both. If I can use my insurance and use that on top of it and get even more of a deduction from my eyeglasses and my appointment. But thank you all for being with us today. It was a great show. You guys need to go to AdvantageHealthPlus.com, AdvantageHealthPlus.com. Check it out. Read about it, and prayerfully, hopefully, you'll sign up. We're going to be doing more with Michael and Advantage Health Plus. I'm going to make sure I make myself available, because this is a benefit that it's just it's too good not to be true. It's true. It's not too good to be true. It's too good for you to pass up. It's too good for us not to use. It's too good for us not to take advantage of. Advantage Health Plus. So thanks. Hope you didn't ask any questions. I'm kind of, normally you ask questions. I don't know why you didn't ask any questions today. Maybe you're not with us still. Are you still with us, Hope? Krista, thanks for being with us today, Krista. Mom, thank you. Stu, thank you, brother, for your support. Vanetta, thank you so much. You're always supportive. Gary Wright, thank you, my brother, for being with us today, holding it down. I think that's it. Sally Davis, thank you for participating. You asked a couple of questions today, Sally. You normally don't say anything. You kind of voiced. You were what's the word I'm looking for? You were cooperative today. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't know what word I'm looking for. All right. God bless y'all. We'll be back next week. Jay Staff, thank you, bro, for being with us. We'll be back next week, same time. Gary Wright, thank you. He said, great way to spend my lunch hour. Hey, and that, you know what? When I started the show, or when the Lord gave me the time, the day and the time to do the show, that was my first thought, that people would spend their lunch hour on Friday on their phones. They normally do anyway, and people will watch the show, because as they're scrolling through, if they subscribe, obviously the notification would pop up, and they'll take a few minutes to watch. Hope's quiet. That's scary. Gary said, Hope's quiet. That's scary. Yeah, you're right, Gary. You're right, G. That's scary. That's what I was saying. Hope didn't ask any questions. You didn't have any questions, Hope? What's wrong? You must not be feeling well. You need Advantage Health Plus. Call go to AdvantageHealthPlus.com and call the doctor, Hope. You got something wrong with you because you're being quiet. you need to talk to the doctor. He'll answer. Hope's busy at work, Mom? Mom says, I think Hope is busy at work. Okay. She said Gary, she laughed at Gary's comment. But Gary's funny. Gary knows Hope. Yeah, like I know Hope. Like we all know Hope. Listen, y'all, it is, we're short today. But that's cool. I got some stuff I got to do anyway. But it was a great show. Yep, Michael Kramer, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Gary still. Michael Kramer with us from Advantage Health Plus. Great conversation. He answered your questions. Hopefully, those of you that had any doubt last week from when I introduced it to you, this product, if you had any doubt, that doubt has been removed. Yeah, this is real. This is real. And what's up, Rodney Lewis? I don't know how long you've been watching, Rodney. But when you get a chance, if you missed most of the show, please go back and watch it because this was a great show. We had a young man on the show by the name of Michael Kramer. Michael Kramer is the owner or one of the owners of Advantage Health Plus. It is a health benefit that covers and prescriptions and x-rays and eyes, your vision and dental and health care and your pets. $9 a week, $7.50 a week if you pay monthly. And it covers your whole family, up to 9 people. Yes, it's a health benefit, bro, and it's real. It's no joke. 24-hour access to doctors and prescriptions and veterinarian calls and, mental health specialists, all of that. Dental care, eyewear and eye care. It's awesome. So go back, Rodney, and watch the show. I appreciate you coming on up. He said, what's up, Irv? I think I put that up earlier. That's Rodney Lewis. I played ball with Rodney Lewis. He was a defensive back at the University of Nebraska. I played ball with him. One of my boys, one of my mentors, yes, helped me get through particularly those first couple of years in Nebraska. Being out in Nebraska as a 17-year-old in the middle of the Midwest. When I got there, I regretted making that decision to go there. But then by the time my junior year came around, I had not regretted it because of brothers like Rodney Lewis who were there and understood my situation and were able to help me stay focused and get the job done. So thank you, Rodney. Hope said, hi, Janice. Jay Staff, I'm usually asleep after dialysis, but stayed awake for this show. Hope's friend, Janice. Oh, Jay. Okay, I said Jay. I called you a guy. Jay, I'm sorry. It's Janice, sister girl. Thank you. She said, I'm usually asleep, though. I'm glad that the information kept you awake. I know a couple of people who have dialysis, who receive dialysis, and it's hard after your dialysis to stay awake. So yeah, thank you for staying awake. I'm glad the information was interesting enough to keep you awake. But thank you, Janice. I'll remember that the next time you're on. J Staff. J stands for Janice, not some man's name. Let me hurry up and get off here before I mess something else up. All right, it's 12:54. Yeah, it is time. Y'all, thank you for being here at the Fryar Place. I will continue, as Mike said, we're going to work it out so that Advantage Health Plus is one of our sponsors. So I'm sure we're going to work that out this week, and you're going to hear more, if not even see a commercial on Advantage Health Plus. That's what I'm going to talk to them about, making a commercial so that we can air a commercial here at the Fryar Place. But until then, we'll be back next week, same time, same place, same purpose, to have conversations that are fire. Let me do this right here. Have conversations that are fire. So shout out to Alicia Way for these dope overlays. Shout out to Lou Rogers, Vision Audio Visual, for our introduction and the music that's provided, particularly when we have highlights of any guest that we have on. Vision Audio Visual puts that together for us. Shout out, come on, Wings and Things, MountHolly.com. Wings and Things, MountHolly.com. Go to Wings and Things, MountHolly.com. Mike Quick was with us last week at Wings and Things. We went to go see him. He was there from 1 to 2 last Saturday. Wings and Things, MountHolly.com. Call the number. Look at the menu, 609-288-64 Also, one of our sponsors, Relentless Strength and Conditioning, 1703 Industrial Highway, Unit 6, right here in Cinnaminson, New Jersey, 08077 609. Call and ask for Robert, 609-458-8584. All right? If you want to look right and keep it tight, make sure you go to Relentless Strength and Conditioning. Look right, keep it tight. Yo, we'll see y'all next week here at the Fryar Place, where the conversations are fire. We're out. God bless you. Take care. Love, peace, and soul.